South Carolina. How we doing? William Miller. I am happy to be here with the friendly staff of Recreation USA. Before I get rapping about my Columbus, as you guys know, we're going coast to coast, city by city. We will not stop. We want to be the most transparent manufacturer to you retail customers, because when we focus on you, we actually help our great dealer partners like Recreation USA. I'm honored to have the COO behind the camera, Miss Arissa Hilbury. She's going to be here hearing me talk with marbles in my mouth, giving you guys the wrap on why I think Columbus is the absolute best value that any of you will find in the great state of South Carolina. Before I get walking you through this floor plan, I want to talk a little bit about this amazing team. Why are we so excited and honored that they choose us to be on their lot and they represent our brand of products to all of you in the great state of South Carolina? So because I had, played football in the past, some gray matter, a couple concussions, I want to write it down so I give you guys the proper respect at Recreation USA. Did you know that Recreation USA is the #1 travel trailer dealer in the entire Eastern Seaboard? That is true. They are well north of a 4.7 rating on Google, which you guys know that's all the voice of you customers that come here and have a great buying experience. Also, veterans, military discounts. You are honored, respected, and appreciated for your service by this team. They have great discounts for you. So all military personnel, they are committed, and thank you for you guys, all of your service. Also, when it comes to when you have a great buying experience, as you guys know, our obligation is to make a good coach and stand behind the product and support you on your ownership journey. So what is the dealership's obligation? No matter what city they are located in North America, a dealer's job is simply to give you the best buying experience possible. So that means not being haggled as soon as you walk in, having the freedom to walk with you and your partner through all the coaches to find what's best on your own for you and your family. And then when you're ready to purchase, to be able to work with a dealer that has relationships with 10 local and national finance companies, so whether it's credit unions or banks, having every resource possible to give you exactly what you're looking for, whether it's a monthly payment, a targeted interest rate, what you want to put down. They have so many resources for you, and that's why they have earned so much trust from all the folks here in the great state of South Carolina. I will say they will also deliver, but you can reach out to them. So if you want more information, as I said, they're not the #1 fifth wheel dealer yet, but that's why I'm here, is to help them get that ranking. But with them being #1 in travel trailers, guys, they do carry everything. They have new, used, Class A diesel pushers, high-end full-profile fifth wheels, mid-pro. Over here, we're going to talk a little bit. I'll do a B-roll video of an exciting expansion announcement that they have, so stay tuned. Probably going to hear about that tomorrow. 2 locations. We're currently coming to you guys live at the Myrtle Beach location off Dick Pond Road. If you don't know where they're located, you can contact them at 843-215-1800. Or if you're not a social butterfly like myself, you can email them as well, simply at sales@recreationusa.com. And of course, you can find them on social media. Why should you buy Columbus? Well, let's get into this before the rain comes. I got to tell you, Arissa, the weather has been a little crazy, but that's okay. When I arrived here, I brought my Bermuda shorts, my bikini. I was ready to enjoy it. It was a little chilly yesterday, so I had to go get a new jacket. And for those of you guys that know, a lot of people say, "Will, you dress a lot like Hunter McGowan, the RV hunter." Well, we have the same tailor, okay? So while I was there and I got the jacket yesterday, when I was with Arissa and the team, just walking the grounds and hearing all the great things they've been doing for years with customers, I also decided to pick up a new bright shirt, thanks to my wife for picking it out. What we have here, this is a 383 rear living floor plan. Okay, this is the 383 RLH. We'll start on the inside, then we'll come back outside, and I'll just kind of talk about what every customer can expect, regardless of the floor plan that they carry here with Recreation USA. So let's take a look. We will be going live tomorrow. I'm going to go give everybody a migraine at the Longs location, but we got another great floor plan there as well that we're going to be highlighting. But like I said, everything that I'm going to go over, we don't have any tiered options. We make things very simple. We have a total of 10 floor plans. That's it. So every floor plan, whether it's the model year, etc., you can get with Arissa and their amazing team, but there are no other options. There's no, well, that's a different series. Everything we're going to go over in this build is the same as the 9 other floor plans that we have, okay? So let's go on in here, and let me introduce you to the 383. All right, so what is this floor plan? No matter who you guys choose, the rear living floor plan is probably the most common, most popular, recognized floor plan layout, regardless of the vinyl stickers or the name brand that's on the front cap, okay? This is a copy and paste. Everybody has their own version of a rear living floor plan, but again, it's the most common, and I can probably speak to as to why. This is going to be a floor plan ideal for couples, okay? So that obviously makes a lot of sense. A lot of people, especially in this beautiful area. As I learned, Myrtle Beach is the fastest growing city, as well as South Carolina is the fastest growing state, 2 years in a row throughout North America. Pretty impressive. When I landed, there was, I don't know how many golf courses, a lot. I think there's 2,000 restaurants and bars. So if you've never been to this great state, I can tell you, I've already fallen in love with it. And that was even before I met this amazing team for the first time after 2 years of joining Forest River. And now I hopefully can make a lot of noise where Arissa says, hey, come back every month, because I love the people here and I love the area. There's so much to do. So in this floor plan, why it makes sense, again, for you couples that want a lot of natural light, Columbus is known for, by comparison to other brands, especially at this price point, the most amount of natural light that you are going to see, because we install the most amount of windows. So if you're somebody that wants a lot of natural light, we think you're going to like our floor plans. As far as the layout itself, theater seating, going to be powered. You're going to have USB charging for your smart devices in both seats with a direct view of the smart TV and a fireplace. A lot of storage. Again, this is a couple's coach. But maybe, just maybe, you are camping at one of the 18, did the mic pick up? 18 campgrounds that Recreation USA has a relationship with. I want to give a little love back to Arissa. Is it true that you have a wonderful podcast, right? And what is the name of your podcast?
It is, Will. It's RV Adventures with Lori and Arissa. Check us out.
There you go. On top of that, what blew me away, and this further proves how committed you are to the ownership experience and getting to know every customer that comes here, regardless of the product that they buy. You guys started doing something probably a couple of years ago with the coffee and campers.
Campers and Coffee.
Campers and Coffee with Lori and Arissa. And from my understanding, that's how you guys have been able to establish a relationship with more than 18 campgrounds here throughout this great state of South Carolina. So needless to say, Recreation USA, they don't have a lot of turnover, okay? This staff, they're like family. And that should be important to you, because have you ever bought an RV in the past and within a week or two you go back and that employee is no longer there? You don't have to worry about that here with Recreation USA. And more importantly, isn't it nice to know that you have a dealership that's out there actively working in the campgrounds, physically setting up, having the coffee, looking at campers in 18 campgrounds throughout the state. Recreation USA is committed to having a relationship with you guys, being accessible, and just being present and making sure you guys have a great buying experience, okay? But as I was saying, maybe you're at those 18 campgrounds that Arissa personally knows. Hint, hint, get a hold of her. Maybe you can get a discount. I don't know. I'm not speaking on behalf of the agreements, but Arissa does know a lot of people when it comes to camping. So you are camping. You have a couples coach. Or maybe you love your family, but not so much that they're always traveling with you in 400 square feet. In this floor plan, okay, this couch is going to fold out to accommodate 4 guests. So whether you have family that comes into town, or you're having maybe too many mixies one night, we don't want you to drive. Of course, we want you to be safe. Go ahead and saddle up here for the night till you feel good. Wake up in the morning, get a nice breakfast, and get back to your site. But that's what this floor plan is going to do. This will fold out to sleeping. Upper storage on this rear wall, and obviously, again, a lot of windows all throughout. Getting now into your kitchen, you do have a solid hardwood island, just like our fascia, just like our cabinet doors and drawer faces. Okay, this island is very, very sturdy, solid surface, high-rise faucet, so normal pots and pans are going to fit. You do have a pocket drawer. We all know, Arissa and I were laughing earlier, the amount of people that freak out because some manufacturer puts a dowel rod for a 68-cent roll of paper towel, or these hidden gems like where your trash can goes. We have that right here for you guys in your island. All of your appliances are going to be residential in size, Your reefer is going to be a 12 volt. Don't get mad at me. That's where the industry is going. So that's what we went to here for you. You are going to have a built-in ice maker. A lot of folks tell Arissa the reason why they love Columbus is they have the tallest ceiling heights in the upper deck. They love the fit and finish. I can't take credit. That goes to our amazing production team in Middlebury, Indiana. Shout out to Plant 410. And they also love the 4-burner stovetop, the oversized oven that will actually cook more than 6 tater tots. Okay, residential there on your microwave as well. They also love the fact that we do have the soft close on all of your drawers. Built-in pantry on this 383 as well, with adjustable shelving so you can pack it the way you like depending on where you are going. This is a nice little nook setup, so whether this is coffee, this is margaritas, we don't judge, just be over the age of 21 please, keep it legal. You're also going to notice in these floor plans with Columbus, everything that we make, a lot of outlets, whether it's a USB, we've got a power tower here, sometimes Arissa, I go too fast, I got to slow down. We got a power tower right here, so you're equipped with wireless charging, 110, USB, USB-C for you fancy folks with the newer phones. We're taking care of you there. 110 outlets. We also outline and let you know which ones are on the inverter circuit, because going back to that one build, every unit we make, you get one 260-watt panel from the factory. You get 2 10-gauge wires to the roof that would allow you to work with the friendly staff of Recreation USA and upgrade if you so choose post-sale to add more solar arrays. If you're not always going to be plugged into 50 amps, you can work with their team. The only asterisk that I say is if you add panels, thankfully we ran 2 10-gauge wires that would allow you to expand up to 7,500 watts on the roof, but you would then have to upgrade this component over here. Well, 2 things actually. Your 30 amp charge controller and your 1800 watt inverter. So that's obviously going to handle the one 260 watt panel. You can get with Arissa and the team and order a second 260 watt panel from the factory if you so choose, but that's it. We're not in the solar business, so we don't do a lot of options. You get what you get, you don't throw a fit, but you got an amazing team that can help you guys after the sale. While we're here, this is your multiplex system, okay? It's a fancy word for your control board. We like buttons. You know why? Because buttons click. You hear them. They work. It's not a touch screen that loses its latency or sensitivity and drives you nuts and starts giving you a lot of frustration, okay? Buttons work. The good thing with this, it is with Lippert, okay? This is the X270, which means you can download the Lippert One Control app, and that would allow you to monitor and control everything from your awnings, your slides, your lights, dim those. They're on 3 zones here. Just like you get 3 15K AC standard, you can control everything that's on your panel from your smartphone, you know, from outside the coach or wherever you are, okay? The other thing that Arissa was sharing with me about the fine folks here in South Carolina that they love about our 383 rear living floor plan is the fact that we've been listening to you, mostly women, and I'm not being sexist, my wife would tell you the same thing. She doesn't want to spend the amount of money that you're going to pay for this coach and not be able to maximize your closet space. So we listened, okay? We put your washer and dryer in your half bath. So that allows you to then free up that closet space and use that wardrobe space to its maximum rather than be restricted, okay? So very good shout out here for our engineer, Ron Brown. He's never going to leave me. If he does, I'll hunt him down. But best in the business because he does a great job of listening to our great dealer partners that are constantly engaging with you RVers out there, okay? Also, solid surface here with the vanity top. You've got a mirrored medicine cabinet with storage, and then foot flush porcelain commode there. Now, the big coup de grace, the thing that I always talk about that makes all the competition roll their eyes, but it's true, we have a filed patent. What does that entail? This filed patent on the upper deck of every floor plan, thank you Forest River for your support and your monies. To file that patent took 4 years, 7-foot ceilings. This is why so many people come in here and say, we haven't heard Wild Willie too long. I've only been here for 2 years. So that's all changing because I'm going live and I'm suffocating the internet every chance I can. City by city, we will not stop. But this is what people notice, okay? You don't have to be my height to notice it. It's just like a home. People like cathedral ceilings. You want to maximize the amount of space. We have done that. So if you're somebody that's not scared, this has roughly a dry weight of around 14,600 pounds. So we're not light. And I also know with humility, I can't sell you the length, I can't sell you the floor plan, I can't sell you the decor. If you don't like the blue, it's all my fault, okay? But get down here. We invite you if you're looking for a floor plan for, you and your husband or you and your wife or you and your partner, and you want this type of layout. We really hope you're going to like it and notice all the added space and storage that we're allowed to provide you versus other brands we compete against that just don't have that filed patent, and they can't do it unless they want to pay us a lot of money, but it allows us to give you more storage. You can never have enough storage. Also, with this bed, Arissa gets asked all the time, we've been watching that Wild Willie character with them cheap, ugly shirts, kind of goes with his face. Hey, are those mattresses that they supply really nice? No. I'm going to tell you the truth as a general manager. You know why? Because whether it's the Tampa show, the RV Super Show that these guys host 2 times a year, we'll talk more about that later, nobody can come to an agreement on what mattress to use. But here's what I do know, Arissa. Everybody loves the fact that we don't cut corners. That's why every unit we make, all aluminum welded bed frame from the factory. So I always say the mattress sucks, but the bed frame is solid. More importantly, a lot of people fall in love with the lipstick, right? Because a lot of these RVs, they do a great job of making it look great, whether it's the exterior stickers, full body paint, the interior decor, okay? Clearly, the way I dress, I don't know anything about decor. But what I do know, cable and Schwintek slides, they have a place, but they sure as hell don't have a place at our price point. So every unit that we make, if you guys didn't know, we do not use cable slides. We do not use Schwintek. We only use rack and pinion for your through frame, or on the upper deck here, we're using the slim rack plus slide mechanisms, or your bed mechanism, which is actually all electric as well. This is also rack and pinion. We put this 1/4-inch panel here. It's not meant to support a load of 1,000 pounds, so please don't do that because you also violate your cargo capacity. But we just put this cover over here so your shoelaces or anything you store down beneath doesn't get tied up into the teeth of those gears, okay? But we are giving you the best performing slide mechanisms, and again, at this price point, you should expect that. The other thing you should expect, we got rid of the silly dumb shelves that we used to have a few years ago because we had customers that, God bless them, tried to balance their sleep apnea machines, the CPAPs, and they'd roll over, it falls on their face, gives them a black eye, and I'm like, well, that's no bueno. So again, Ron Brown, listen, every one of our units that we deliver, you got 110 outlet up here. So if you're able to have a CPAP device that can be mounted above your head, I've been told, I've been learning more about the world of CPAP devices. Some of them you can't have above your head, okay? But needless to say, having a flat surface is a lot better than teeter-tottering on a shelf, right? So we made your upper cabinets larger with power if you want to utilize for whatever your needs are. Also, your reading lights, these are just little Taparooskis. It's not exclusive to us. You'll probably see these damn near in every other coach. But you do have, so you know, USB charging in both of them as well for your smart devices. And then, of course, you can put your smartphones here on your little shelves. Your bed is east-west facing, and it is a king-size bed. At the foot of the bed is where you're going to find not one, but both of your exit windows. If you guys are ever in a coach and you're always wondering, and again, you take time to go through it on your own because Recreation USA wants you to have a great, no-hassle buying experience. They a lot of times just let you walk through and see everything you want to. But just look for the red handles. That will tell you these are going to be your exit windows. While we're here at the foot of the bed, who doesn't love a hamper? Okay? We include that. I don't think it's that exciting, but for whatever reason, again, a lot of people get excited over that stuff. I'm still learning what fires people up. Upper cabinets, as I said, because of that 7-foot ceiling. We'll end here in this floor plan. This is what gives Mama a lot more space, double vanity, more storage with your mirrored fronts here on your medicine cabinets. Same with your lowers. Again, another power tower. So wireless, 110 USB, USB-C. Another porcelain commode, and a one-piece fiberglass, not bolted up, gapping, getting moisture in the back, causing a lot of problems for you in your ownership experience, okay? We're doing things the right way. Floor-to-ceiling storage here with these cabinets, and again, all the drawer and door faces are solid hardwood. The other thing that a lot of people don't realize, Okay, we put these on so you don't go crazy and ramrod these and bust your doors. Okay, these cables. You also have them in the kitchen. But we get so excited talking about the 7-foot ceilings. We're right here on the back side of your front cap, 78 inches on all your doorway height. So I do believe that is the tallest in the industry as well, and that's standard on every floor plan that you get from the friendly staff of Recreation USA. We're now here in the closet where you have 110 outlets on both sides. You have built-ins on both sides, and then obviously your rack to hang all of your clothes, storage up here, storage here on this wall. Now, some of you may say, what's behind the curtain? What's behind the wall? Good news. We don't put batt insulation on your front cap. That's stapled and glued and going to fall down probably within 30 miles of leaving here. Every front cap, thanks to our licensed contractor in Middlebury, Indiana, sprays high-density closed-cell spray foam on every single front cap for a better insulated front cap, which makes the coach a lot cooler, even when the temperature isn't getting sideways, thank you, Mother Nature, and getting back to what everybody expects here in the greater Myrtle Beach area. I mentioned, like I said, 3 15K ACs. They will all run at the same time. However, we just ask you don't start them all at the same time because with inrush current, it's going to spike and then it's going to level out in its operating speed. The other thing is we'll talk a little bit here on the exterior of just, again, more of those standard features. If you're just tuning in or just catching it, or you guys know that I talk way too long in a walkthrough, you just want to see the tail end, we are coming to you live in the 383 RLH. This is Columbus. We are with Recreation USA. Okay, so while we're here on the exterior, a lot of people have noticed a change in our glass. We went to Brianza because we wanted to get fancy. Brianza is actually an Italian supplier. No, I haven't gotten to go over there yet, but yes, I'm expecting to get invited soon. I think I should be able to bring my wife and have a tour of the Brianza facility. But all jokes aside, we've been very happy with it. What you're going to see is less hair fibers, so aesthetically it's going to look much more rich, more of a gel coat finish, especially if you contact Recreation USA and you like our full body paint options. You can, of course, upgrade that in your purchase, but it's going to be just a much better finish with this gel coat, okay? Couple of the check the boxes that every single wobbly box out here has. We've got the Moride solid steps, and again, at this price point, you should expect that. I talked to you guys about the slide mechanisms. What I didn't talk about, which should really matter to you, okay, is our attention to detail and putting money maybe where you can't see it, because we all know the internet's out there. So now more than ever, manufacturers have to be more transparent than they've ever been, and hint, hint, I'm trying to lead this industry in doing that. We don't use any self-tapping screws here. You know why? They don't hold. So that means we have to work a little bit slower. We have to pre-drill. So my production team doesn't exactly love me for this, but I can tell you this, you RVers definitely do appreciate that when our T-molding doesn't come loose and you don't get water bypassing this seam and going on the inside and creating problems, okay? This is called doing things the right way. The other thing I'll tell you too, we don't use duct tape on our seams. What we use is we use Mylar tape, which is a two-sided waterproof membrane. And then you see here up the top of that trim piece, on the back side of that is a second seal called butyl tape, a double-sided waterproof membrane. Then we're going to caulk the top and the bottom and all that entire rail so you get 3 layers of waterproof protection. A lot of people don't see that because, again, it's not pretty like a big screen TV, but it should be very, very important to you because you're spending a lot of money, your hard-earned dollars, and you want to make an investment and pick a manufacturer that's going to do things the right way, even if maybe we'll need some help with the style. Okay, you're going to have more peace of mind because we're building these things correctly, slowly. We only work on 3 chassis a day. Start to finish, it takes us roughly 8 to 9 days and all 16 stations to build 1 unit. So we're definitely not a high volume manufacturer, okay? I always say slow is smooth and smooth is fast, all right? Peace of mind when in tow, when you're going to those 18 plus campgrounds that are here in this beautiful area of Myrtle Beach. You're going to enjoy peace of mind with, you got CRE 3000 on the suspension right now with this specific VIN. You're also going to have 14-ply G-rated tires with the Lipper ABS system. You're also going to have tire pressure monitoring as well. Double awnings, as you can see. I don't need to get long in the tooth on that. If any of you guys have owned RVs, it's not going to be a big surprise. Who's the supplier? Bingo, it's Lipper, okay? But the awnings check the box, do the job. but how we're listening, how we're giving you guys more value. I keep talking about why would somebody want Columbus? Well, when you compare our Real Living floor plan to any other brand that's out there, thanks to Recreation USA, the fact that you can pick up our coach versus other competitors that probably spend a lot more money on marketing, they have a lot more overhead because they got fancier buildings. When we're landing $8,000 to $16,000 less than the similar floor plan of another manufacturer, that's why you should buy our product. I think that in our category, whether it's high-end, luxury, or whatever you want to put us, I say we're expensive, okay? When you compare our brand of product to everything that's coming out of Plant 410, thanks to amazing dealers like Recreation USA that are not greedy and they're passing that savings, they're not marking it up, but this is why you want to come and choose our product. I want you guys to come here, meet with us and say, we heard Will talk with marbles in his mouth. The guy's got a lot of energy. I don't think he got any attention as a child. I actually did. I love my mom and dad very much. I think they gave me so much self-awareness. That's why I'm so comfortable to go live on camera. But this is a floor plan to come see if you want the best value based on all the features you're getting included at the price that you're going to get from Recreation USA. Okay? We'll move back. The only hydraulics you have, I don't know why, Arissa. I've listened to your podcast. You guys are very transparent. There is no towable product that I'm aware of that has any hydraulic slides, but there's so much noise out there. I think people kind of get sideways and confused. The only hydraulics you have is your 6-point hydraulic leveling. That's going to be standard. We don't use electric. It's all hydraulic in every floor plan that we build. You're going to have 50 amp service with everything, okay? Standard ladder, so this isn't game changing. Backup camera prep. You got a 2-inch receiver hitch, so it will hold, if you buy a basket, it'll hold a load of 300 pounds, or it will tow 3,000. Just make sure each state you're verifying you're allowed to do so, because I know there are towing restrictions. We'll go here towards the front where, I'll take it on the chin. One of the critiques about me, I don't like you guys to be the test pilots, so we're not using the fancy tankless water heaters. You know why? In my opinion, they're not fully proven yet, so we're going to drive you nuts. You're going to have to change your anode rod. Let Arissa know. You're going to be pissed, but we're old school. These work. This is a 12-gallon water heater. Your furnace is 35,000 BTU. They work. They're consistent. They're not a warranty nightmare. That's why if you guys come here and you bat your eyes at Arissa and say, oh, can we have a dishwasher? No. Mean Will, the GM, doesn't put any dishwashers in anything. I know, folks, they're nice, but how many dishes do you really have? 4 plates? 4 bowls? Let's wash them, okay? Don't want to give you guys a warranty nightmare. So I'm asking you to have a little bit of physical labor on doing your dishes, and you're going to enjoy this coach. The other thing I want to point out, when we receive your chassis on everything we build, maybe you didn't know, we do not mount the pin boxes to the chassis. So this is really going to throw you. Guess who our chassis come from? Lippert. And our chassis are not a me too. They're always going to be custom to the manufacturer because they have to account for the floor plan layout, the weight distribution, and the actual weight of the coach. So every frame is specific to the manufacturer if you guys didn't know and you're learning along this journey. The other thing you need to learn from me explicitly, per our Forest River policy, we give you an owner's manual, okay? And you can't get mad at the dealers. It is my job as the general manager to communicate and share all the necessary information so you're not confused, so you didn't know what you can and can't do that would jeopardize your factory warranty. I do not want any of you fine folks in South Carolina to change your pin box. But Will, we want a gooseneck so we can open up the back of our truck. I understand, folks, but I'd rather tell you the truth. You change this, we don't touch the pin box. So if you change this, you will 1,000% risk jeopardizing my factory warranty for you. That doesn't come from the dealer. So people can't get mad at the dealerships. This is our responsibility, our agreement to you. So do me a favor. You love the coach. You hate that I won't put a dishwasher in. You hate the fact that I tell you, leave the pin box on it for your first year. And then after that, when your warranty is up, do whatever you would like. Okay? Another question we just got asked when I was talking to Arissa while she was busy, and now she's taking time to hold the gimbal for a half hour. Arissa, I'm so sorry. I owe you and the team lunch. We did get a question, though. Can you order a generator, or are these generator prepped? Yes and yes. Every unit that we make, we are going to, and I talked to Big Mike here, who I think is one of the best in service for dealerships. Get down here and meet Mike and tell him I sent you. Very, very knowledgeable. I met him, Marquise, their entire team. They're fantastic. They're transparent. They're going to communicate everything with you. They're not here to win you over or tell you I'm the best one out there. They're going to tell you the truth. The one thing Mike did say in there, and I don't know if you can see, we have a transfer switch box, and we install every one of those black boxes in every unit. We do that from listening to great service managers like Mike that make it easy so they don't have to splice into the wiring, or more importantly, you guys don't, because we all know these are low voltage, but they're high amp. So we don't want anybody messing up any electrical. By having that transfer switch box, it allows you, if you decide to work with Recreation USA and install an own-in generator, they can run that power whip right to the transfer switch box, and it's much easier for our dealers. So, Mike, you're welcome. We've been listening. You can also order from the factory when you place your order with Recreation USA. You can, of course, have this come from our plant factory installed with a generator. Although I will say, as a heads up, I believe that Onin is making a change. So the Onin 5500s, I think, are going to be going away, and the supplier is making an upgrade. More to come once I get clarity. I've been on the road, so I got to calm down and get caught up with the suppliers. But that's not going to be an us thing. You just might be seeing a new, more powerful generator coming out from Onin. So more on that. Like I said, the front cap, the stickers, they're vinyl. I hope you like them. As far as our roof construction, I will tell you, we have a YouTube channel, and you can look that up. It's at Plant 410. I have actually done factory videos where I show you exactly our roof truss system. We use a 2.5-inch wide truss, 16 inches on center, not gapped out to 24 inches, but 16 inches. Okay, it is wood truss, but we put a 1/2-inch roof decking on top of that. We're using Alpha Ply, who's the supplier, not exclusive to us. Many other great, better marketed brands out there are using the same supplier, but why we like them, Recreation USA has been happy with them because they know it's a one-piece TPO membrane, and they provide everybody a limited lifetime warranty. So they've been a great supplying partner. That's what we trust, and that's what we install in every one of our coaches, okay? If we get questions too, specifically our AC units, we are using the Coleman Mach 8 series. They're the lowest profile, roughly about 8 inches envelope size. So they're the most expensive. So we pass that on, obviously, to you guys. But we're still somehow $10,000, $16,000 less than people we compete with. But those Coleman Machs are great. They're whisper quiet. We're ducted. So we know that you don't get as much flow with a ducted system as direct dumps, but you also like to be able to have a conversation without shouting, which I think that's what I'm doing right now on the live, and I'm sorry. I get excited, okay? As I mentioned to you on the camp side, we're on the off-door side. We are going to put slide toppers on standard. We just made it simple. And talking to Jonathan Martin, it was like, you know, some customers want it, some don't. It's more work, and I'm trying to relieve Big Mike because he's always busy helping customers. We just said to hell with it. We're going to have everyone be built standard as is. On the off-door side, the only thing I'll show you, we like to think about you down here in South Carolina when it does rain, which it might be coming here soon. You know, we're under a slide floor right here, and I want Arissa to show you. Notice, no wood, okay? All of our slide floors on every single Columbus are all 100% composite. You'll notice, too, this is like a Class A diesel. Side hinge. You know why that's nice? Because let's say my buddy Frank, you know, is out here, you got rain, you just kicked a crocodile, because they got those everywhere. I think there might even be one in there. I'm a little scared. But, you know, you're under your slide. Now you got to get your knee in the mud. Your wife's going to be mad because you're bringing the dirt into the coach. It's not a good deal. So we listened to the retail customers and said, hey, can you do a side hinge? I know it's a towable product, but can we do a side hinge on this? Bingo, here you go. Okay, so the side hinge allows you to not have to lift underneath the slide, then you're down under your knees and you're trying to do work, then it hits you on the head, you got a concussion, it's just not a good thing. So we hope that you like the build. Again, this is the 383 RLH. If you have more questions, get a hold of Arissa. Get down here to Recreation USA. Again, we are just outside of Myrtle Beach on Dick Pond Road. I'm going to be here for the balance of the day. If you guys have any questions, you can give us a call or email. I'll add some captions down below of just their contact information. And if you guys want to pray for Arissa and the team for putting up with me for this week, you're welcome to do that as well. If you want to learn more about the other great brands that they carry, you are free. See, this is when I'm nice, Arissa. Go ahead and pan to all of your inventory. Again, new and used, every single category. But you guys all know that I'm a little bit biased, so I will say, when it comes to fifth wheels, we are the best based on what you get for what you pay. So if you want more information, get a hold of Arissa. I think they just ordered another new unit. We'll have some updates coming from them on that as well. So just a lot of exciting things happening. If you want the best buying experience that you're going to have here in Myrtle Beach, you know, the Google reviews don't lie. Their years of service here don't lie. The amount of people that I've met over the last 2 days already saying that they're coming back again, repeat customers, because they make the buying process so smooth. This is why we're thankful that Jonathan and Arissa said, hey, you know what, Wild Willie, you're a little much. That's why we only take you in small doses. But we love Chris Lash, who's our factory team. We love that you're willing to do factory tours. That's right. So if you don't want to come down here and have to deal with me at a level 10 face-to-face, here's the good news. When I'm back at the factory, we offer all of you more peace of mind, more factory information direct from us. If you want to see every aspect of our build, you contact Recreation USA. They'll set that up with our customer care team. They'll look at my schedule. I will be mic'd up. We're going to use Microsoft Teams, the app, and I'm going to come to you guys live on a video call. No scripts, no silly slogans, a real conversation showing you every aspect of our build. You'll also meet our plant manager, Mr. Matt Jess, as well as our engineering manager, Mr. Ron Brown. We've been doing that in partner with Recreation USA, and it's allowed you to get more information from the comfort of your own home or your current RV before you get down here, so you already know everything about the build from the manufacturer, because that is our job. And then when you get here, I can promise you guys, you're going to have a great buying experience. So again, if you guys are in the area, I invite you to come see all of their selection. They have some amazing prices right now. There's a lot of exciting things. We'll kind of do a little sneak peek of this big building, which I'll talk about probably tomorrow or Thursday. But great place to get what you're looking for to start your camping journey, or to upgrade or change to what you and your partner are looking for, your family. Great options, great buying experience. Get down here, Recreation USA, and tell them Willie sent you.